Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the American Mates. Today we are doing a Premier League managers sack tier list. We're basically doing it on how likely they are to get sacked. Our tiers are at the top untouchable, safe, 50-50, hot seat, and the bottom is sacked in the morning. Before we get started, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. We're closing in on 150 subscribers on YouTube. Keep the comments, keep the likes coming. And yeah, let's get started.
No hesitation. Let's get right into this list with Unai Emery.
I'd probably say safe, or I don't know, untouchable. I'd
Safe?
probably say
I
safe.
think he's I think he's untouchable.
I
You
had
think
him in
so?
untouchable as well.
I think he's untouchable.
I
Yeah, I
I,
see
I
that.
see the safe angle. Um,
I don't know. I feel like they've had a good season, but like he's kind of like they've kind of fallen off. I don't know, and I don't know how well they're gonna do next year if they play in the Champions League. But
yeah, it's
I
tough.
do
It's
see
kind of
what
like
you.
depends on how the board feels because it feels like, in a way, they're kind of like building around him. Like it feels like they want to like
Yeah.
start something with him there, and he has
Mhm.
kind of given them like Premier League stability that they haven't always had in
Yeah.
years past. But also, like you
Yeah.
said, like this year was like they had that really, really hot run where they were kind of pushing for the title, and now they've kind of fallen off. And I think if they get UCL, like I think I have him as untouchable, but if he didn't make Champions League, that would kind of damage that a little bit. Which
Mhm.
I don't know if that
Yeah.
by definition makes him not untouchable, but it's like
Yeah,
it's
I could see
weird.
him. I could see him being untouchable. I mean, they are in fourth place, and they've been consistently in Europe the past couple of years. So I could see the untouchable. I'm not upset about him being untouchable.
Tuck him in there. I'll throw him up at untouchable for now. We can look it over at the end. Next manager, the man running the show at Everton, David Moyes.
I think he's untouchable, to be honest. I mean, pretty much the highest Everton's ever finished in recent times. They're currently in what, seventh or eighth?
Yeah, I think eighth.
Chance for Europe. It's like
Yeah, I
it's
had
pretty
them
good.
in secure, or him, I should say. I had David Moyes in secure. I could definitely see untouchable.
Yeah.
I kind of mentioned the same reasons.
Yeah. I don't know,
I feel like secure makes more sense because I don't think he's like a long term option. I mean,
That's fair.
he's been doing this for a while. I mean, I don't like next year. I don't see him making the same sort of run. I feel like they're gonna fall off next year. So I feel like safe is probably the better option here.
Yeah, I like safe. I feel like he's brought Everton some much needed stability. They've kind of were in like a relegation battle for like several years, and now they're sitting comfortably top 10, maybe challenging for some Conference League or Europa League. But I kind of agree with Ethan. I don't know if he's going to be their long term answer, but maybe just the guy that was here to steady the ship. But I don't think he's in danger of getting
Yeah.
fired or anything this year.
No, no.
yeah. Uh, yeah, I see that.
Tuck him in safe. Next
Yeah.
up, Liverpool's boss, Arnie Slot. Chman.
To be honest, I see him honestly at in the hot seat right now, or 50-50.
I think 50-50 is probably the better.
I had 50-50 as well on my
I feel like
Yeah.
ranking.
he has enough stability where he'll definitely be in charge next year, but
Yeah,
it's
I
it's
don't think they're gonna
no
fire him before the end of the season, but I think
yeah,
if at the beginning of next season the results don't start coming, they're gonna be like,
yeah, he'll
"Alright,
be he'll be in the hot seat, but
what's
Yeah.
happening?"
Uh, Liverpool, I feel like they kind of tend to stick with their managers. Like I feel like that's kind of
Yeah,
a club what do you call it? Not policy, but you know what I mean. They tend to back their guys for a while, give them time.
Mhm.
They started really rough, and they made like a lot of big money signings with Ekatike, Wirtz, Kirkez, etc., etc. But I feel like if they hadn't turned it around the way they have, he would definitely be hot seat for me. But I feel like you said, it's kind of more up in the air depending how next season goes, and depending on if they make Champions League or not at the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Next up, that brings us to Scott Parker of Burnley.
It's it's tough to say like sacked in the morning because I mean, what is their really like expectation? Was it really to stay up? I mean, I think their expectation was to try and stay up, but
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think I'm actually gonna go like hot seat here just because I think well we see it with a lot of like managers that go down. Like some teams they'll go down, they'll keep the manager, and then like sometimes 3 months in they're like, oh, we're nowhere near the playoff, we're nowhere near promotion, so like they just sack their manager. Like we've seen it with Southampton. Norwich hasn't been in the league for a few years. Ipswich, like they're kind of going down. Like a lot of teams that happens to. So
Yeah, I put him hot seat as well because
yeah,
it's like you said, sacked in the morning feels a little unfair because it's Burnley. They didn't really make a lot of big signings, and he did have a great season with them in the championship to get them promoted.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you kind of want to, you would hope to stay up, obviously. So I feel like if they don't find a way out of the relegation zone, they could fire him, or if they go down and keep him, maybe depending how he starts. So I feel like hot seat's fair.
yeah.
What did you think,
I also
Ethan?
just
Look, I don't see like I feel like he's probably the best person for their situation. I don't think there's anyone else that can kind of do what he's doing. They did pick up a few good results through the year, but like that's all you can kind of base it on. I mean, he
mhm.
he does well. Like he's a good championship level manager. He can get you promoted, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to be the one to keep you up. I think it's just kind of like you just have to have a team that can. I don't know. I think it's more of player quality than like his managerial style.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like also like I don't know, like if you've seen some of Burnley's games this year, like it's kind of just unlucky. Like
True.
they play pretty well and they just lose to they can't put the ball. Well, it's not like unfortunate because it is like at the end of the day, it's like your quality in front of goal, but I feel like I've watched Burnley and I'm like, wow, they actually play pretty good. It's just they have no end product, and then on the other side, they just can't keep out goals. So, but
Mm.
True. Is he kind of in charge of the signings or not really? I know that's kind of like a club to club like decision, but because
honestly, I don't
I feel
know.
like they haven't made any, but I don't know if it's fair to like put that on him or not.
Uh, I would say most. The thing is, like most teams, especially in the Premier League, are like where the manager is not the one making the signing. So it's
True.
probably fair to assume he's not either. But
That's true. So we thinking 50-50, hot seat, safe.
I would do, I would do hot seat.
I think so.
Because
That's
I
where I
think
had him.
if the results don't similar to like Slot, but I think Slot has a little more leeway than Parker does.
I I don't know why I started the sentence like that. Next up, Michael Carrick, Man United's own, the man at the helm, the man of the hour.
You
Safe,
see, yeah, I would say safe. As
safe.
a Man United fan, I don't
Me
think he's
too.
untouchable because as a Man United fan, I would like us to go get a, you know, like top end manager. Obviously, I think Michael Carrick has done a great job. But like, if you really want to bring in, if you really want us to succeed, I think Man United need a world class manager that's can handle multiple competitions, can handle world class players. I think he's safe, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't go untouchable.
agreed. I got him at safe. I don't think he's in any danger of being fired
Yeah,
before his interim contract runs out or anything. But like you
they want to
said,
make him permanent. They said today they want to make him permanent.
that I have been hearing that a lot, and like he has brought results and it's fair, but there are those question marks about like what can he do long term, kind of like Joey was saying, like multiple tournaments and stuff. Obviously he's done great this year, he's turned them around completely, got them in that top four, but yeah, I safe is fair. I think we're all in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with that over the summer. Next up we have Portuguese man Nuno Espirito Santo, manager of West Ham.
I think he's personally. I think he's 50-50. If they get relegated, I think he gets sacked. But if he stays up, I think they'll keep him because I feel like when he's come in, they've played much better than what they were at the beginning of the year. And it's just I feel like the style he plays is just like I don't know. It's better than like bringing in like an old English coach that's going to tell you do this and hammer the ball downfield, play into the striker, and like just do whatever. But I feel like 50-50 is a good shout for Nuno.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I had hot seat, kind of like a similar line of thinking. Kind of just he's been more positive than they were with Potter, but I feel like if they do go down, he's probably gonna get fired. Tough to say because they've got some decent results in the second half. It's just like I don't know if they'll want to bring him down to the championship or kind of start fresh. I could see both.
Yeah.
Maybe 50-50 is more fair. I could kind of see it going both ways.
This is tough because I do think that if they go down, they'll probably get rid of him. But he's been doing a good job, and I honestly, is it West Ham's not in relegation anymore, are they? Or is it
Yeah.
Nottingham
I
Forest?
think they still are. I think Nottingham.
I thought it was Nottingham Forest
No,
is
it's
in
West
relegation.
Ham. No, West Ham is still in.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna go hot seat here just because they are still in relegation. So
That's fair. I'll back that because that was what I had put initially. So we'll chuck him in the hot seat for now. Next up, this one a little bit interesting. I feel like there was kind of mixed reports throughout the season. We have Pep Guardiola.
It's interesting.
I honestly, I would say safe just because I don't think the Man City board would ever fire him. I think they're just waiting for him to kind of step down.
That's fair, and
Yeah.
he's losing it a little bit. He's getting that Jose
Yeah.
Mourinho factor where he's getting a little crazy. But yeah, I went back and forth on this one because he did sign a contract till next year, I believe. And obviously, he's won 4 out of the last 5 Premier Leagues. He did just win the EFL Cup. But there is always, like, there's been rumors circulating lately that he's either ready for the next project or ready to step down and do something else for now. So I had him untouchable, but just because, like you said, I don't see them firing him, but I feel
Yeah.
like safe is also fair because it feels like it's nearing the end a little bit.
Yeah. I feel like safe is probably the best choice here. If
Fair.
he do, when he does finally step down, he's already conquered English football. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the one and only Brentford's Keith Andrews.
I think this is one of the few untouchables. I mean, everyone thought when he was going to get hired, he was going to go down. So,
I have him as untouchable as well.
yeah,
He's,
I mean, he's just had a
best
great season.
he has.
best best attacking football in the world coming out of the little city of Brentford.
Very
Keith
true.
I
Andrews
mean,
is
like,
untouchable.
if you think about it, like think about like what hand he was dealt, like, losing your captain, losing your top two goal scorers who scored 20 goals in the Prem last year, and pretty much, okay, they brought in Michael Coyote, but I'm pretty sure that was last winter. They didn't really bring in anybody. It's like,
Yeah.
I
They
don't
brought
know.
in
Very
they brought in Waltara from Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, you're right. They brought in
And
Watara. But like,
clearly they like backed and believed in him because they promoted him from their own set piece
yeah.
coach. So
Yeah.
they didn't feel the need to seek elsewhere, and he's done well with the keys. He's turned Igor Thiago into a goal machine, and he's pushing for Europe right now. I think they could get into Conference League. Yeah, they could technically squeeze into Europa League depending how things go. They're only 3 points behind fifth, so tight
Yeah.
race. He's doing very very well. Probably much better than we all expected going into this
Mhm.
year. I think
It'll be
Untouchable's
interesting.
fair. Or sorry, you were
It'll be
saying?
interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how he does with like Europe next year.
Yeah,
If they make, you know,
it's hard. You I always want to see like the nice story, but it's just so hard to like do it when you don't
yeah.
have so much money and stuff. Next up, we have the Bournemouth man, Andoni Iraola.
I'm
I'm gonna
thinking of
say
safe here. I feel
safe.
like I feel like the I feel like Bournemouth, I feel like now should be like expecting more. Like I this like mid-table 10th place finish I don't think is like it shouldn't be like a thing like, oh, we finished 10th, that's a good season. Like this guy again, I think this guy plays great football. I think this team can definitely qualify for Europe with the quality of players they have. I think he's safe for now, but I think if it doesn't improve, like he doesn't like get into Europe at least, I think they'll sack him.
That's fair. I had secure or safe as well, because like
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
say
I
safe.
I agree with Ethan. I think they should be striving to do more in the coming seasons, especially Semenyo money and all the other guys they sold. I feel like all things considered, he's been doing pretty well. They did lose Kirkez, Huijsen, Zabrani. Jeez, that was a struggle to get out. Semenyo obviously in the middle of the season, but they had a bit of a rough patch, but it's kind of gone under the radar. They have not lost in the Prem since January 3rd. Their last loss was to Arsenal, so I feel like he's generally regarded as a good boss, good tactics. I feel like his biggest threat right now is if a bigger club wants to scoop him up, and if
Yeah,
he's willing,
I
because
agree.
I think he's coming to the end of his contract at the end of this year. I don't know if he's re-signed or if there's word on that at the moment, but I think safe is fair.
Yeah, safe.
Another interesting one here. Liam Rossignol of Chelsea.
I'm gonna say hot seat.
I put 50-50.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. 50-50 and hot seat are both good options here because again, he's not making any friends with people on the board. And again, Chelsea is this club that if you say, "Oh, the sky is blue today," they'll fire you tomorrow. So
It's true.
um, it's again this club. Again, it's kind of like this Manchester United situation. You say the wrong things, and then you're sacked tomorrow. Um, Again, it's not his fault. It's the players at the club's fault. This guy's again doing a great job with what he has, but I don't think the owners of the club see it that way. So I think hot seat is probably the best one for him.
Yeah. I I feel for him because our ownership is some of the worst, if not the worst, in the Prem right now. Definitely, they just clearly don't really have a great mission or goal in mind, just signing youth and trying to get
Yeah.
profit and not really making great signings or signing proven players. But regardless of when we signed him, I kind of like I've said this before in other videos, I thought it was going to be give him time, let him get the players he wants, let him establish a system. But then, and when things were going great, it seemed like everybody thought that he got a lot of wins at first, and now the form has been a little more shaky, and it feels like every other week someone's talking about him getting fired or the board having meetings. Obviously, a lot of that's just social media rumors and stuff, but we lost four in a row, got smashed by PSG, dropped points to Burnley and Leeds. We lost to Newcastle and Everton. So it's hard to say. I feel like it kind of just depends on what our club is planning, but these past few years we have a revolving door of managers, so it doesn't seem like we're really here to give a lot of people time. I hope we just give him time, honestly. I hope so. Let him get a transfer window and see what he can make, but I don't know if Blue Co's feeling the same way, so that's why I have him 50-50.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Where should we stick him?
You can do 50-50.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Vitor Pereira at Nottingham Forest.
I'm gonna say
I feel like this one is 50-50 also because I don't think they'll keep him if they go down, but if they stay up, I think they'll keep him.
yeah, I
He's
agree.
like he's
Uh,
he's similar to Nuno. It's like the style of football they play is kind of similar. I think it's very exciting. It kind of gives you something to cheer for. It's something different. So I feel like they'll keep him for that kind of aspect. But if it again they get sacked, if they get relegated, then I think he's sacked.
Yeah. I had hot seat, but I pretty much had like the same reasoning. I feel like the win against Tottenham was big. Could very well have saved his job depending, but I don't necessarily have hot seat because I think it's not much of his fault. It's more so just because obviously he kind of entered a rough situation. But the Nottingham board are trigger happy. He's already like their fourth or fifth manager this year, so it kind of just
yeah.
depends how they see it. I feel like they're just willing to fire anyone even after a couple months, depending on how they're performing and such. So it it depends. Um, like you guys said, I think if they go down, they won't keep him. So I'm cool with 50-50 or a hot seat.
Yeah, I think so. 50-50.
Bet. Throw him there. Next up, we have Daniel Farka with Leeds.
I'm gonna say he's safe,
Yeah,
secure. Honestly, I mean,
I think he's safe.
he's
Agreed.
only a few more points, and he's only a few more points, and he's avoided relegation. I mean, for this season and the summer at least, I think he's safe.
Yeah. He
It'll
got
all depend on next season.
he got them promotion last year. It was really rough. He was on the hot seat a couple months ago, but he got
Yeah.
that three back going, transformed their season, had some big wins against some of the biggest teams. Um, Made Ellen Road a tough place to play again. Obviously, the crowd's always there, but tactically speaking, he kind of got them back into shape and has made Leeds a tough team to beat. And like you said, he seems like he's going to keep them safe. So I don't see why you wouldn't keep him after a decent season like that.
Yeah.
Next up, Mikel Arteta.
I mean,
I had untouchable personally.
yeah, unfortunately, they're gonna win the Prem, so he's gonna be untouchable. So,
Yeah,
you know,
they're kind of finally
like
having the
if it
season.
was if it was a title race and then they lost the Carabao Cup and it looked like they were going to lose the league title, you know, I would say hot seat or 50-50, but you know, seeing this, I would probably say untouchable.
Yeah, and they've done very strong in the UCL too, not just Prem. I feel like
Yeah.
they're finally having that season they've been waiting for. They've backed this guy for years, even after a couple bottle jobs and not really getting the most trophies and et cetera, et cetera. Much as I hate to say it, this is the one they've been waiting for. It seems all but wrapped up in the Prem.
Hmm.
I still believe they're gonna bottle it.
I hope
They bottled the Carabao Cup.
they
They're
did.
gonna bottle the Champions League. They're gonna bottle the FA Cup.
That would be amazing.
They'll bottle the Prem.
Sporting,
It's a 9 point gap. City have a game in hand.
and they still have to play each other.
Yeah.
It could get
If Pep
interesting.
if Pep comes back with that same tactic, it's gonna be a tough one.
I hope so. Oh man. Next up, we
I
have
want Ballroom to win.
dude. If they if they make the Champions League final, I might vomit. I might vomit. Barcelona, if not Sporting, please Barcelona. Anywho, Eddie Howe with Newcastle is our next manager.
I'm gonna say hot seat to be honest, because I mean they're out of Europe this year. They haven't been performing well. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say hot seat for Eddie
Yeah, I
Howe.
feel like hot seat's pretty fair. Yeah, I don't think he's even with this large injection of cash. I don't think he's kind of made the squad into like what they should be. Like they're not like challenging for Europe consistently. I feel like it's 1 year they're in Europe, then the next year they're out of it. It's just kind of like it's not consistent enough. I feel like they need another coach to kind of keep them in Europe year after year and kind of maybe challenge for a title at some point.
yeah. I had 50-50, but I think hot seat's definitely fair, honestly, because like you
Yeah.
said, they don't really seem to handle being in Europe and playing domestically well. Also, they just kind of had some dud signings like Alanga. Aside from the second leg against Barca, did nothing. They spent 70 million pounds on Voltmod, and now they play him as a number 10, and he doesn't really affect the games as much as he was at the beginning of the year. They're sitting like 12th right now, far out of Europe. It's tough because he did get them their first trophy in like 50 something years last year, but yeah, yeah. Also, for what it's worth, went 0-2 in the Tyne-Wear Derby. So, if that counts for something. And despite all their Saudi funding, they really haven't been getting the results you'd expect. So, hot seat's definitely fair. I'll agree with you guys and put him there. Which will then bring us to Fabian Hertzler with Brighton.
I'm I'm gonna go 50-50 just because I don't think they're gonna replace him this year, but I think next year if the results don't start coming. Because like if you think about it, they brought him in the first season. He did all right. I think he narrowly missed Europe last season. He looks like he's gonna miss Europe again this season. It's kind of like, what are you building towards? Because
Right.
they got rid of. You think all the way back to Graham Potter, where he got his success. Then he went to Chelsea. They got De Zerbi. De Zerbi did really well. Then he went to Marseille, and it's like looks like Hersler really isn't like improving them or getting them where they like getting them further in the football world.
Yeah, I agree. I had 50-50 as well. I think you said it pretty well. Like, if we made this video a month or two ago, I probably would have even said hot seat, but he had some recent good results. Couple wins
Yeah.
against Brentford, Forest, Liverpool, and I think one or two other wins. They've had a couple lately, and um Yeah, you said it well. It's kind of just like what are they building towards? Like he had a good debut season. Now they didn't really. They kind of stayed the same. Had kind of a poor run of form in the middle of the season, and it's just going to depend a lot on what happens this summer and next year. I think personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 50-50 is a good shout here. Just kind of, you guys kind of said it all for me. Just not, it's not building towards anything. It's just kind of pick up a few good results, kind of what every team in the Premier League does near the bottom half. Pick up a few good results and call it a season.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Next we have Marco Silva, and I kind of have 50-50 on this one, but I have reasons. I'll let you guys say what you think first.
I'm also gonna say 50-50, honestly, because yeah.
Ethan, what are you thinking?
I I think this guy is sacked by the end of the year.
Really?
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 This
Why?
guy this guy has voiced like numerous times how the club, like, he doesn't get enough money, doesn't get enough backing from the club, and I think he's also refusing to sign a contract. Like, what just happened recently? The Ricardo Pepi deal fell through. I've been hearing that this guy didn't even want Ricardo Pepi to come to Fulham. So it's
That's fair.
again, it's I don't think the Fulham board wants this guy if he's just gonna be voicing his opinion that how the club's not backing him like financially in the transfer windows. Doesn't sound like he's a fan of Kevin, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of similar reasons as to why I had 50-50. His contract's running up. Doesn't really seem eager to sign a new one. Has spoken out numerous times in the media about how Fulham are too passive in transfers and doesn't really seem like he gets along with the board too well. He may be, I don't want to jump ahead here, but could be a Crystal Palace replacement or something like that. I could see him maybe
No,
taking on
come to
another
Chelsea,
challenge.
dude. Come to Chelsea. We're in fucking turmoil. Come to Chelsea.
I hope so.
We'll give
Yeah,
you all
well,
the money you want, guys.
yeah, if he's frustrated with the board, I can't imagine. I can't imagine him coming to Chelsea. But yeah, I think it kind of depends how he feels, or if the board can rekindle that relationship. I feel like hot seat's fair, but it's almost like it feels like the ball is in his court. Because I mean, results wise, he's done a good job of keeping Fulham
Yeah.
like middle of the pack. He's got him top 10 right now. But
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards 50-50 just because I think it is kind of up to him whether he leaves or not. And if he does stay, board could be like, well, screw you for for talking bad about us.
right, which seems to be a pattern these days with the social media
Yeah.
era of Premier League.
Yeah.
I'll chuck him in 50-50.
50. Okay, that's fair. Maybe
Next,
maybe sack was a little too harsh.
that's fair, but I get your train of thought though. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. Next up, we have Crystal Palace and Glasner. This is my first sacked in the morning,
All right,
personally.
yeah, this guy's sacked.
Oh, you guys think he's sacked in the morning?
I think so.
Yeah, this guy doesn't want to be at Crystal Palace. He's already said he doesn't want to
That-
sign a new contract.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, we could say sacked in the morning.
It's been the worst
Yeah.
season of his tenure. The fans have made it known they don't want him there. Like Ethan said,
Yeah.
he's announced his disapproval with the board and everything, and it just feels like that, which is crazy because they won the FA Cup last year and it was a great story, but they lost Eze, they lost throughout the years a couple of guys, and they just underwhelmed this year, and it feels like that relationship has been tarnished. So I definitely think
Yeah.
sack.
Well, it's just weird to come out and say, yeah, like middle of the season, yeah, I'm leaving at the end of the
No,
season,
like
and tell your players.
how do you
Well,
even like
how do you think the
operate for
players
the rest of the
feel?
year? Yeah, strange, very strange. I wonder where they'll go next. Like, I still feel like he's not a terrible coach. It's just
Yeah.
strange.
Could go to Tottenham.
Dude, if that happened, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
where managerial careers go to die.
Maybe he'll be the Pep successor.
Dude, that.
That would be a crazy
Nah,
U-turn.
if Glasner to Man City, I'd puke. I would actually puke. Next manager, nearing towards the end of the list, we have Reggie Lebris from Sunderland. I've got secure on this one,
Yeah,
or safe rather. I keep saying secure,
definitely
but
safe.
Yeah, safe. I mean, he saved them from relegation. That was the biggest thing. Now, next season, it's kind of like where do you go from there? Probably finish mid-table again. So I would say safe for him. I mean,
yeah,
he's done an amazing job.
Yeah,
They did recruit heavily, and it's paid off. You know.
yeah, good recruits. Gave Shaka the armband. Got them promoted last year. Got them sitting safe from relegation. Made the stadium light a fortress for the first half of this season.
yeah.
Definitely.
Beat Newcastle twice.
They did
Yeah.
beat Newcastle twice.
I mean,
Well,
he's a Sunderland legend already.
I agree. I think he's definitely safe. Next up, we have Rob Edwards. I actually have this guy at 50-50, if not safe, like leaning more towards that way. Only because, well, obviously Wolves are in a horrible spot. I think he made them a lot harder to beat than they were at the beginning of the season. They kind of just signed him, so it feels like it might be a little harsh to sack him if they're relegated, considering like we've been talking about their relegation since like week 15. They just could not get a win at first. He's also proven in the championship. He got promotion with Luton. So I feel like they're just going to take him down with them and just try to do their best next year and kind of roll with that momentum he got going towards the end of the year. But yeah, I could see multiple arguments on this one, but that's kind of my train of thought.
Yeah, I see 50-50. I mean, he's he's actually won a lot of points as a Wolves manager, won a decent amount of points. So he has that to his name. Then if they do go down, he has experience to come back up. So I would probably say they keep him.
I'm probably going with safe personally. I feel like even if they go down, I think they're going to keep him regardless. Like Mason said, experience in the championship. Again, he's been Wolves' best manager this this whole free fall they've had, and they're still not mathematically relegated somehow, some way, but
That is
maybe
kind of insane.
maybe maybe he can pull off the Great Escape here.
That would be miraculous if he did. Yeah. Well, we'll throw him in safe. Why not? I don't mind that shout. And last but not least, we have the question mark manager because Igor Tudor was sacked this morning. So, I mean, there's not really anything to say. We don't know who the manager of Tottenham will be.
Yeah.
I'll just throw it in sacked for now because Tudor was sacked. Obviously, if we made this video like yesterday, we probably would have put him there anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
that concludes our list. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what opinions you agree or disagree with. Let us know if you'd place anyone anywhere else, who you'd like to see as Tottenham's next manager, who you'd like to see take over your club. And share this video with someone you love. Thank you.